Damn, even on a holiday, motherfuckers stay bullshitting. What's up, TBS crew? It's your boy Steph, back with another reaction. This time we have Blue Spooky, 3 true creepy 4th of July encounters uploaded 4th of July of 2016. Now, I've never reacted to Blue Spooky or watched or listened to any of his videos, but I've heard good things about him. So I'll give it a listen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. And it was for the holiday, of course, the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to y'all. Yeah, man, I don't really have much to say, man. But I'm not seeing too many 4th of July related horror stories or creepypastas on YouTube. So if I find some, I'll upload them. But if not, you guys know that this is like the only one that, you know, is on there. But so down in the description will be a link to Blue Spooky's channel, a link to this original video so y'all can see it for yourselves without my commentary. Also will be links to all of my social medias. Get at your boy and see the personal life that I don't upload to YouTube. Without further ado, let's get into it. Blue Spooky, huh? Interesting name.
I've been on this subreddit for a while, and have enjoyed it quite a lot. I've had a share of odd and frightening experiences myself, so I decided I might post a few. Starting with what happened to me last 4th of July. So last year, my friend / neighbor and I were outside in the front of our yards, enjoying the fireworks. We were enjoying the sight and sounds of fireworks that filled the warm summer night air. But something was not right. Across the street from where we live, there's an abandoned house, so I can't say that this person was a neighbor or anything like that. In front of the abandoned house, we see what looks like the figure of a man standing there at the side. The house is taken care of by relatives and friends of the people who used to live there, and we figured maybe he was just one of them, even though he didn't really look familiar at all. I couldn't really see much since it was dark, but he looks like a white guy with long, badly kept hair. He seemed rather tall, but with a thin, normal-sized body build. We went back to running around and looking at the fireworks. But from my peripheral vision, I catch some sort of movement by the abandoned house across the street. The man is still there, but this time he's slightly closer to the street than before. Me and my friend go by her house, and I tell her that the man is clearly trying to approach us or something, and I don't think he means well.
You don't say.
As I'm telling her this, he suddenly starts to move very, very slowly towards the street, with his vision right towards where we are. We freak out and go inside her house. I spent a few minutes, I'd say maybe 10 to 15, there, and I was a little scared to go home. But I thought, fuck it, I'm only a house away, and the dude must have lost interest by now. I go outside, and this guy is still standing across the street.
You bullshitting.
This time, he's back by the side of the house, just staring at me. I suddenly realize maybe this dude isn't a creep. He could be hurt or lost or maybe sick. So I look over to him and yell out, "Hey, do you need any help?
That's not my problem.
Are you okay?"
You bullshitting.
He just stands there showing no sign of wanting to communicate at all.
You gonna get got.
I stand there hoping a response will come,
It be like that.
but nothing. At this point, I wanted to piss myself. I just felt very uneasy about him. A minute or two passes, but it felt like hours.
Why you still there?
I couldn't take it anymore. I highly doubt he wanted help, and I just wanted to go home and feel safe. I quickly run to my house. I'm on the porch hoping that my mom will open the door quickly. I start banging on it and look back to where the man is. He's going across the street, and he's walking towards the direction of my house.
See?
My mom finally opens the door and I run inside. I don't know why I didn't think of telling her.
Right.
I suppose I just didn't want to freak her out or anything.
Fuck that.
My other friend calls me and I talked to her for a while, hoping to calm my nerves for a bit. A good 20 minutes had passed by, so out of curiosity, I look outside the window across the street.
Oh boy.
He's standing in the front yard of the abandoned house, staring at mine, just completely still, watching. I locked all my doors and let my dog inside. I got my phone and waited in my room, hoping nothing would happen.
Keep the dog outside.
My dad got home soon.
That's
and
protection.
I felt more at ease. By then, it had been an hour or so since I last saw him, and sure enough, when I looked out the window again, he was gone. I haven't seen him since. I don't really know if I overreacted, but as the old saying goes, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Okay, but you could have been safe a long time ago had you hurry up and went to your house instead of trying to wait around and see what was up with him.
This is my story of dealing with a creeper at a party.
Negative.
In 2012, I was invited to go with my two friends, sisters, to their family 4th of July party. It was a lot of fun. There was eating, swimming, playing, and then fireworks. So the next year, which is when this took place, I went with them again. For some quick background on the creeper, he's 3 years older than me and has been arrested for sexual assault on a minor before I met him.
Oh, wow.
He was still under house arrest at the time. It started when I was sitting in the kitchen alone.
He one of them.
I was sitting by the snacks at a place where there were 5 chairs. I had my legs stretched out, covering 3 of them, when he came over. We made eye contact, so I said hi, and he said hi back. He touched my legs with a pat, and I thought he meant for me to move my legs so he could sit. At the time, my gut was telling me to get off my lazy butt and go back outside because there were people there. I was too lazy though, and didn't move. I was on my iPod just looking through Tumblr when I heard him say something. The only word that I caught from the whole thing was cute. I had asked him 3 more times to hear it fully, which it turned out to just be him saying I was cute. I didn't know what to do, so I smiled and said thank you. He knew I was 16 because he had asked earlier, and I gave no thought about it.
Wow.
He asked if I had a boyfriend, and not thinking, I said no.
Oh my God.
He just kept saying how cute and good looking I was. I kept saying thanks, and finally he got up and left. What I should have done was get up and go outside to where there were people. I was just too lazy though, so I didn't get up and move.
And tell somebody.
I also thought that was going to be the end of it.
No, hell no.
He came back a few minutes later, asking for my phone number. I was a little unnerved because he had his phone out, and I thought he was going to text or call once I gave him my number. I also thought that if I said no, he would get me in trouble, so I gave it to him.
Wow.
The first text was at 8:09, saying, "Hey there, beautiful." I answered because, again, I thought I would get in trouble if someone found out what was going on. After a few more texts like that, he sent me, "You want to go somewhere?"
No.
This is when I really freaked out and told one of the sisters what was going on.
About time.
She freaked out too and told me to stay with her. I did, but that didn't really help. He wouldn't take no for an answer, so I had to come up with excuses. He said for me to ditch hanging out with her. What got worse was whenever we were inside, he would rub up against me, motion for me to follow, and make kissy faces at me. In a crowded room, no one saw any of this. He even waited by the bathroom line because he saw me in it. So
Dude,
when I was leaving it, I
tell
ran.
somebody.
By the time the fireworks were happening, he'd caught me alone in a room and forcefully kissed me, as well as touched my butt and boob. I kept saying I had to go, and when I tried to leave the room, the door wouldn't open. When I was finally able to get it open, he started to kiss me again. And the only thing that saved me was my friend calling my name, to which I was able to yell to her. After that, he kept trying to get me to go with him. Anytime he got a chance to get close to me, he would say something. He even followed me to the car when I was leaving, which my friend almost started yelling at him. He continued to text me, saying how at the next party, 3 days after that day, stuff was going to happen. The next day, he even called me 3 times.
Thirsty.
Luckily for me, at the next party, people had found out, so he wasn't allowed to go. I haven't heard from him since, most likely because the family made sure my number was out of his phone, to which I'm forever grateful.
Your ignorance and social niceties almost got you fucked up. What the fuck are your parents teaching you?
A couple years ago, during the summer, after my junior year of high school, my friends went to the beach to see the 4th of July fireworks. A bit of background information. I lived in a county away from my friends and wasn't familiar with the area around that beach. Only one friend, Shelby, lived anywhere near the beach, and the others lived much further inland. None of us could drive, so we walked several miles to the town beach from Shelby's house.
It'd be like
before the fireworks, and we're making our way back in the late evening around 10 o'clock. There's a certain distance from the beach where the crowd from the fireworks always disperses as they make their way down side streets, at around the point where the major shops in town are. But we had to keep following the straight road to the center of town to get back to Shelby's house. And the streets are almost always empty at that point, with only a few stragglers and the occasional cop at a very busy intersection.
Right.
There were 4 of us: Shelby, Amber, Hannah, and myself, walking in rows of 2 with our arms linked together. We had a pretty good time and we're all still feeling kind of giddy and goofy. Hannah was my partner, and Shelby and Amber were walking behind us. We were on a bit of a stretch of road with no side streets, with a bunch of smaller shops, stuff like fast food joints and gas stations. Everything was closed due to the holiday and late hour. There was a group of a few men, around their late 20s or early 30s, standing on the sidewalk outside an empty gas station. They didn't move to get off the path when they saw us walking toward them, which I thought was a little odd, but it was a holiday and they were pretty obviously drunk, so we stepped slightly into the street to walk around them. One man grabbed Hannah's arm when we were trying to pass by.
Here we go.
And asked if she had a cigarette on her. None of my friends smoked at the time, so we very honestly said no and continued to walk once Hannah pulled her arm away. The man was tall and fairly well built, and we were all pretty short, so we were a little startled, but didn't think much of it as we walked down the street.
Yeah,
We even made a few jokey comments about it when we were far enough away from the station. Several minutes later, Amber and Shelby fell a bit behind because one of the crappy flip-flops Amber was wearing had slipped off her foot. Hannah and I hadn't noticed and kept walking, but the next thing we knew, Shelby and Amber were leaning over our shoulders and whispering that the man from the station who tried to ask Hannah for a cigarette was following us a few yards back, without any of his friends in tow. We were all a little freaked out at this point.
as far as you
We
know.
decided that it was possible that he just happened to be going in the same direction.
Nah.
We picked up the pace and continued down the street. At this point, there were intersections that start appearing every few blocks or so we switched to the other side of the street at one and kept going. We thought that we probably had nothing to worry about anymore, until Amber looked over her shoulder at the next intersection and saw the guy on the same side of the street as us again. We switched once more and he switched with us, but the third time we switched, the man didn't. Instead, he just kept walking on the other side of the street. A bit after the intersection, a big commercial truck was parked on our side that blocked the view of most of the street in front of us. Something didn't seem right to me, so I made everyone hang back a few seconds, and we stopped a couple of yards away from the truck. Lo and behold, the gas station guy crossed in front of the truck and headed down the side street next to it that was between 2 shops that were already closed for the evening. Shelby started swearing, and we turned around and ran back to the intersection and down the street that intersected the street we had been on. We were only an empty train parking lot away from Shelby's house then, so we kept running full tilt down the street and went through the lot as she explained that the side street he walked into wasn't a real street. It was just a dead-end alley between 2 restaurants. Nobody familiar with the area would walk down there on purpose, but it would be the perfect place to go if you wanted to get the jump on somebody walking by. What's up, guys? It's Blue Spooky here, as always. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching to the end of the video, especially if you made it this far. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave a comment or leave a like and share if you feel so inclined. If you have a personal story you'd like to submit, all the links to my social media will be in the description below. That includes my Gmail, Twitter, and Facebook accounts. If you do decide to send in a story, please feel free to include in the tagline what the story is about and how you'd like to be credited in the description of the video the story appears in. I know this video is a little bit short today. I apologize. My throat's starting to get a little bit sketchy, so I just wanted to get this video out for you guys before it just totally collapsed and I couldn't record or something like that. So I hope you guys don't mind that it's a little bit shorter than usual. I still think the stories are alright. Hopefully you guys did too. That's all I really wanted to say at the end of this video today. You guys be safe. There are a lot of fireworks accidents that happen around this time of year, so just be responsible with how you handle your fireworks, because even stuff like sparklers can hurt you if you're not careful.
Hell yeah.
So go watch some awesome fireworks shows, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey. Yeah, man, that whole second story just disgusted me. The guy was one of them. Pedophiles and sex offenders, rapists and all that. Y'all know my take on those, so I'm not gonna get into that. But old girl in the second story, man, she should have known better, man. You're 16 and some weirdo is feeling on you and trying to talk to you, keep complimenting you, and for some reason you thought you would get in trouble for, spurning his advances? Really? You thought that there would be some type of consequences or punishment to you for turning him down? What are your parents teaching you? Again, y'all know me by now. If you've been rocking with me for a while, I don't want kids, don't plan to ever have kids. That might change in the future. But if I do, my kid's daughter and or son will know, do not talk to strangers. If it is not one of our nearby neighbors that I know really well, or one of our family members, you do not associate with them. You do not know. At any age. See, that would have possibly flew if she was younger, more innocent, I guess, 10, 9. Okay, I mean, your parents should still tell you stranger danger is a real thing, but okay, I'll give you some slack for that. But you're 16, fam. You're 2 years away from being grown legally. Really? And you didn't pick up on this situation and you just kept going along with it? You almost got in the process? Yeah, bullshit. I don't know, man, but she almost got her cheeks clapped on the 4th of July. And that wouldn't have been good. Would have had fireworks and a standing ovation at the same time. I'm done, man. I'm done. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. If you enjoyed the reaction, leave a like, a comment, and share the video. And if you really liked it, subscribe to the channel and tap that bell icon so you will get notified every time your boy Steph drop new content, which I do 7 times a week. That is all I got for y'all this time around. Your boy Steph is out. Enjoy your 4th of July.